And here's his debut tonight.
Big difference in age. Sapo, 11 years the senior man, is also 6 centimeters taller.
Let's take a look at their strengths, and we can see a striking advantage goes to Sapo, but we also have a grappling advantage to the Judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is 3 rounds of 5 minutes and a 1 championship welterweight bout, and is brought to you by the Mummy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a South American MMA champion, standing at 186 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 63 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. Representing American top team, Sapo Fight Team, and fighting out of Florida, USA, from Brazil, put your hands together for Luis Sapo Santos! And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is the PXC welterweight champion, standing at 180 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 8 wins and 3 losses. Representing Legacy Gym, Pancrase Gym, Sweden, and fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, he is Sebastian the Bandit Kadestam! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Yuji Shimada.
Come on. Okay. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 rounds. No headbutting, no throwing, no gloves offense, no suckable kick. Okay. Clean fight, touch gloves. Go back. Go back.
We welcome our viewers from MediaCorp in Singapore, and you've arrived just at the right time. This one could be explosive. Kadestam against Santos is brought to you by the Mummy. Don't blink. Santos in the dark trunks. Kadestam in the blue and white.
Watch for these knees from Sapo. Kadestam likes to move forward, and the timing of Sapo's knees is precise.
Goodness me. The heaviness of that kick and the sound just reverberated around the Singapore Indoor Stadium.
Sapo's nice and relaxed in there. You gotta wonder, is the title challenger and the champion in the welterweight division, Askren and Tani, backstage? They've gotta have a close eye on this fight here.
Santos certainly wants to be the next challenger, and I'm certain that Kadestam would want something similar. Massive
nice
kick.
Inside leg kick there. Immediately you can see the damage inflicted on that leg.
It completely displaced that lead leg, didn't it?
I'd like to see Kadestam come back with something. He's just eating some of these shots. He's not throwing anything of his own. He's not going to be handling these thunderous kicks very much longer.
And that push kick just above the knee potentially could hyperextend that lead leg as well. It's already starting to get very red on that very fair, pale body. Left and a right from the Brazilian, and he goes for that push kick again above the knee. Could be very damaging indeed. The spinning back fist didn't quite land, caught the gloves only. You dare not take your eyes off this one. And there's a hush around the Singapore Indoor Stadium that until now has been pretty noisy.
It's like the entire crowd is just waiting on pause for a huge shot to come out of Sapo. Kadestam attempts a spinning kick there. Looks like he connected with just that right side, possibly the liver there of Sapo. Now Kadestam seems like he's moving forward a little bit. He's shake out those jitters. The bright lights of 1 might be getting to him.
Well, there's no hurry. 15-minute contest. We're not yet halfway through the first round. It makes some noise, doesn't it, when Sapo lands that kick?
I don't know what's louder, the crowd reacting or the shot itself.
Well, I think he slipped there, but that could be his downfall.
I don't think so, Steve. I think he timed that leg kick perfectly as Kadestam came forward. Sapo swept out that leg, and that's what put him on the mat. Sapo, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt now, who's been training extensively at American Top Team out there in Florida, working on his wrestling and trying to perfect that ground game as much as possible.
We immediately think that the danger that comes from Sapo is in the stand-up and those knees and those kicks, but he is very, very useful in this position, Mitch, isn't he?
I like the way he stepped over the butterfly hook with his right leg there, so he kind of pins it up there, so he's probably transitioning over into side control. He pushes down that knee and starts to move out. Now Kadestam still got his hooks in. See, he steps over that leg, and now he's going to slowly advance his position. Step by step. Figure fours his legs. You can see he's got the triangle there on the right leg.
Sapo walk to finish. Action, boss.
Sapo's got his left arm around the head, and he's inching that arm up. See how he's posturing, he's pushing that arm up there. He's probably attempting an arm triangle. Kadestam's be careful not to let that left arm get too close to his head. Does the right thing by shoving it down.
1 minute left in the first round. This is 3 5-minute rounds you're about to see. Judges will score this contest in its entirety, not round by round. We'll get to Rich Franklin for his views on how the first 5 minutes have gone momentarily.
Very step-by-step, methodical ground game shown by Sapo.
We don't see him on the deck that often. We don't see him that often.
Oh, postures up, starts letting those hands go a little bit. In the last 30 seconds of the fight, Kadestam tried to hook that outside leg, but
heavy knees to the head, and that's damaging. And you can see that left hand trying to do all it can to block them, but there's some blood.
Look at the way he's winding up that knee.
It's coming from way back, isn't it? There's a cut on the forehead.
We showed the knees from the standing position, but he's got knees from the bottom position as well.
One round is in the books. And many thought it wouldn't go that far. The size of these men, it could all be over with one blow.
Let's take a look at some of these kicks thrown. There you see, he swept the leg, went right after the ale, hooked that leg, put Kadestam on the ground, and then just got on top and was very methodical in his ground game. He tried to pass the guard, got that, looks like he's attempting a possible choke here, but then the knees coming to the top of the head. Rich, how do you have that round?
Listen, the first half of this round was all about striking superiority. And all the strikes, they were one at a time, basically. But everything that Santos landed was just heavy. You could hear it. I actually awarded Santos takedown points for that sweep. I agree with you, Mitch. I believe that he timed that sweep and earned the takedown. Once they were on the ground, he mounted some good ground and pound there, and we actually scored that in the ground control category. So as of right now, I have Santos ahead on every single category. 5 minutes into this match, Santos is way ahead on the scorecards.
Yeah, you can see from the replay, it certainly was a sweep. You're dead right. He did not slip. I was wrong about that. So Santos ahead on the scorecard, or at least Rich's scorecard so far. Yuji Shimada just does a little bit of housekeeping. Throws the towel over the cage wall, almost lands on my head. Second round.
You can see how far back Santos keeps that left leg. You can see it's almost chambered, it's cocked, it's ready to unload at any point in time. Whether it's a knee or a kick. He really likes to set that up, but what he's not able to do from that position is kick from his back leg, or his front leg rather, so he can't really throw any front push kicks or level up, but he's also, so when you see him start to change his stance, you can tell he's setting up for something different coming from those legs.
A lot of people thought that when that accidental eye poke took place in that fight with Ben Askren, that Luis Santos was starting to gas a little bit. Here we are, though, into the second round. He's still looking fresh.
Yeah, Steve. Santos said that he has spent extensive time working on his strength and conditioning because he never wants that to happen again. He never wants to ever question his cardio in a fight.
Well, he's light on his feet at the moment.
Yeah, you can can see the way that leg's going back.
Post walk, champ.
Nice little leg body kick there.
The difference in speed between the two when they kick is what's really noticeable.
Go.
The anticipation, you can just kind of, everybody's at hush is falling over the crowd as they're waiting for one of those big strikes to just explode out of Santos.
Rarely is the Singapore crowd as hushed as they are now. It is, as you say, the anticipation of an enormous blow that could end this one. And both men more than capable of that.
He's moving back and forth. Kadestam tried to move forward, but good job by Santos to duck under and secure a double leg takedown.
Kadestam has 6 TKOs to his name. Santos, 36. He's had an awful lot more fights.
Landed by Santos. You can see the closed guard from Kadestam. He's trying to shrimp out now, so he's trying to move his hips out to the side. Trying to create some sort of offense from the bottom, but when you have somebody as strong as Santos is on top of you, it's easier said than done.
Elbows to the face and to the top of the head there. Pressing on the throat and the elbow to the ear as well. A lot of damage.
Short elbows, Steve. That's what's doing the damage in this position. So Kadestam's not going to get a stand up here because Santos is being so active from this position. Landing the body shots, elbows. I'd like to see him try to advance his position a little bit. That guard doesn't look like it's doing too much to hold on to it. See that he's trying to push down, but if he just pushes down on that right leg, he might be able to step out.
Deep penetrative punches, those left hands to the side of Kadestam's body. They look heavy.
Everything Santos does is heavy. Everything. Walking down the ramp, I can hear him stomping down the ramp. Everything he does is heavy.
Well, Yuji wants to see them standing up.
See, not active enough. You gotta stay active. You gotta keep moving when you're on the ground. Otherwise, Yuji wants to see some action. He's gotta keep you moving. Here's another one. Like, see Santos start putting some combinations together like he did in the first round, throwing those big shots one after the other. But I gotta say, when you start throwing kicks, that's a huge energy drain. I don't know if there's much else besides possibly picking somebody up and slamming them other than throwing these kicks. And he goes after that sweep to that leg. Beautiful.
Second time he's done that.
Timing is excellent. I spoke about it when he has the timing with the knees, but he's also got some stellar timing when it comes to that sweep on that foot. He waits for his opponent to step forward, put weight on that foot, and then sweep it out from under him.
Brilliantly done. Entering the last half minute of this second round.
30 seconds in the second round.
Singapore Indoor Stadium, totally focused on this one. We've got 2 world titles ahead of us. There's enough to be concerned with for everybody here, right in front of them.
Santos seems content to sit here in the full guard of Kadestam and drop a little bit of ground and pound. I don't know if that's fatigue or if that's part of his strategy to try to suck the energy out of Kadestam. But that first round was highly shifted towards Santos, but I don't think Kadestam did enough in the second round really to sway Rich's scorecards in any one of the manners. But there's a big takedown, and that was kind of the biggest moment of that round right there. We can see the body cam coming off of Yuji Shimada as Luis Sapo Santos starts to drop some of that ground and pound. Here's that timing to that leg sweep. Beautifully done. Just waits, catches him off balance, and takes this fight back down to the ground. Let's go to Rich Franklin and see how he has that one.
I wanted to pull up the whole graphic on this fight so you can see how lopsided it is. I've given Kadestam, I actually reversed these. That should have been blue the other direction.
Well, we get it, okay.
Yeah, I've given Kadestam some aggression points because he's in the fight. You could, in the first replay there, you could see a knee that kind of glanced as Santos was coming in. Maybe you could score something like that. I've literally scored one leg kick for Kadestam in the first round and one spin kick in the second round. So his deficit here on the striking superiority, the takedowns, the ground control, and Santos has already accumulated damage. After 10 minutes of action in this round, I believe that Kadestam would have to stop this fight, knockout, submission, something in order to win.
So no way back for Kadestam, according to Rich Franklin, unless he can get a stoppage victory. Well, that is quite a struggle for him then. Santos, whoa, remains light on his feet. Light enough to do a nice 360 there, kicking nothing but air.
The expression of Santos seems to have changed. He's not quite as intense as he was before. A little bit of a sloppy shot, telegraphed from all the way to the other side of the cage. Kadestam saw it coming, but Santos, just so strong, is able to lock his hands and take this fight back down.
Yeah, big strength to do that, particularly when you consider that Kadestam was on the cage wall, and it would have been even more difficult to lift him up and drop him down.
Kadestam easily stands up right in front of us here. Santos burying his head into the chest of Kadestam. He's got the body lock. Kadestam's got to create some movement. Santos has got to attempt something, otherwise Yuji Shimada is going to break these guys apart. A little bit of defensive striking there from Kadestam. See if he can create a little bit of space and start to circle out. Outside trip rather there from the judo black belt Santos. Now he's back into the guard of Kadestam. Let's see if he tries to work for anything to advance the position, or if he's going to be content just to stay in the full guard, because he's not really in any danger. Kadestam hasn't tried to throw up any submissions. He hasn't really thrown any strikes. Little scissor sweep attempt there, possibly, but he gives Santos his back. But he's able to get back up to his feet.
Some of you may have noticed Kadestam was fearful of a cut. He just he wiped his face and had a look to see if there was any blood on his glove there. Seems fairly clear. There is a little nick up there, high on the forehead.
Another diving takedown from Sampo as Kadestam goes right into the knee.
Yeah, he was looking for the knee to the head straight away, and Sampo is in a little bit of trouble there, and that's another heavy blow. Two heavy blows, and my goodness me, he's created a huge upset.
He stopped him, he stopped the takedown,
Rich
and
Franklin
delivered two huge knees.
Said that he needed to stop this fight in order to win it, and that's precisely what the doctor ordered.
What a huge upset! Kadestam beautifully was able to stop the takedown and deliver two huge knees.
And I'm sure he'll be looking very closely at the World Welterweight contest that is going to happen later tonight here in the Singapore Indoor Stadium, because he has just put himself at the very front of the queue to be the next challenger. Meanwhile, Sampo is still lying down on his back, but the stretcher has been ushered away as far as I can tell, so he seems like it's okay. Rich, give us your thoughts on that tremendous stoppage.
You know, it's crazy, but Mitch said, I said that he needed to stop the fight in order to win this. I'll tell you, during the second round, I was really kind of questioning what Santos was thinking, because his volume had completely dropped off. Like, the strikes he was throwing, his aggression level had dropped. And when he had such control like he did in the first round, you know, Kadestam had landed basically one leg kick that had scored. Maybe something else that I missed, but the point is that there was nothing significant. And for him to have dropped off was just crazy. What a turnaround. Amazing.
I think he's actually close to tears. What a victory. Here's Dom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Yuji Shimada, has put a stop to this fight after 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the third round. For your winner, by way of knockout, Sebastian Kadestam.
What a victory. The shock of the night, and perhaps the shock of the year. Luis Sampo Santos, who was just steering himself very nicely towards another world title shot, comes up short, and his place is